Ozzy Osbourne says he and wife Sharon are returning to England because they are fed up with gun violence in the United States. Ozzy Osbourne recently returned to England for the first time in 8 years, and he and Sharon Osbourne intend to stay in the country for the foreseeable future, so stay tuned until the very end. Hello, and welcome to yet another fantastic video from our channel, Celebrity Vibe. In this video, we'll look at Ozzy Osbourne reveals the real reason he's leaving California is growing gun violence and much more. But first, please subscribe to our channel and press the bell so you don't miss any of our future videos. Let's get this started. Ozzy, 73, told The Observer in an interview published Sunday that he hadn't been back to his home country in a long time and hadn't performed live in 3 or 4 years due to health issues, following his surprise appearance at the Commonwealth Games closing ceremony in Birmingham, England, on August 8th. According to The Observer, Ozzy and Sharon, 69, will return to the United Kingdom in February 2023 after living in Los Angeles for more than 2 decades, owing to the country's volatile political climate and all too common gun violence. "Everything there is fucking ridiculous. I'm tired of seeing people killed every day," Ozzy revealed to The Observer. "Nobody knows how many people were killed in school shootings. And then there was that mass shooting at that concert in Vegas. It's fucking insane. And I don't want to die in the United States. I don't want to be buried in Forest Lawn." Ozzy went on to mention the famous Los Angeles cemetery. "I'm from England. I'd like to return. But having said that, if my wife insists on moving to Timbuktu, I'll go. But no, it's just time for me to come home," clarified the former Black Sabbath singer. While Ozzy has had a number of health issues in recent years, including being diagnosed with Parkinson's disease in 2003 and having a major operation in June, Sharon told The Observer that the planned move back to England has nothing to do with her husband's health. "I had a feeling people would think that. It isn't. It's just time," she stated. "America has evolved dramatically. It is not at all like the United States of America. Nothing is consistent about it. It's a strange place to be right now." While the Osbournes are leaving Los Angeles, they do not appear to believe Ozzy's music career is over. In preparation for their return to England, the couple are having their Buckinghamshire home renovated with a swimming pool and a music studio for Ozzy, who told The Observer that he plans to tour again after his next album, Patient Number 9, is released on September 9. "I'll give it everything I've got for another tour. I promise you, you haven't seen the last of Ozzy Osbourne," he stated. "I'll be back the next day, even if I have to go up there and die on the first song." The hard rock hero has always seemed indestructible. Surviving years of drug and alcohol abuse, he's now 9 years sober, and only growing more famous along the way, not least as a result of The Osbournes, MTV's first reality TV sensation 20 years ago. He's now sold over 100 million albums and has 8.3 million monthly Spotify listeners. However, the 73-year-old's state of health appeared to be a challenge too far. Parkinson's disease causes him to be unsteady on his feet. After a bathroom fall in January 2019, he underwent surgery to repair his neck, which was already frail after he broke it in a quad bike accident on his Buckinghamshire estate in 2003. He had 2 staph infections in his right hand. You're going to get something after fucking shaking God knows how many hands. Depression. Clots of blood form nerve pain that is incapacitating. Then, in June, more surgery. These health issues combine to make even a trip to the toilet difficult, let alone a transatlantic trip for a gig. Against all odds, Osbourne entered Alexander Stadium as it reverberated to the synthesized squeak of bats. As his old Black Sabbath bandmate Tony Iommi cranked out the sludgy riff of the band's anthem Iron Man, he rose up through the stage on a hydraulic platform. Then came their biggest hit, 1970's Paranoid. "I adore all of you, Birmingham. Roar," roared a cloaked and dependable long-haired Ozzy, jiggling on the spot, teeth as diamond white as his mascara. "I'm happy to be back." The sold-out crowd of 30,000 applauded when the surprise headliner appeared, showing their appreciation. As far as comebacks go, it was as brief 1.5 songs, give or take, as it was impressive. "It's been 3 or 4 years since I last performed, since I had my first neck surgery, and everything went wrong. Ozzy says when I see him 2 days later in a suite at Claridge's in central London. He claims it's his first trip to the UK in 8 years, and I was thinking that it would never happen again. But that show has given me some hope. Hope was in short supply until recently. The game's organizers approached the couple about a performance 6 months ago, according to wife Sharon, who was with him at Claridge's. Of course, we had to decline. She was the only one who was aware of her husband's precarious physical condition. It made this summer's 40th wedding anniversary all the more special. The couple met while she was working with her father, Don Arden, the fearsome manager of Black Sabbath. She gave Ozzy a ruby-encrusted skull ring, and he gave her a ruby necklace, despite the fact that the fucking thing was tiny. For $150,000, that's a lot of money. Then, in July, Ozzy appeared at the San Diego Comic-Con. He was photographed and videotaped with legendary comic book artist Todd McFarlane, who directed a video and created a comic to accompany Ozzy's new solo album, Patient Number 9, and who also created a comic for the album. And he looked fine. Sharon, 69, says, her face bright with relief. The news of that event piqued the interest of the Birmingham team. They called 6 days before the show and asked if Ozzy could do it now. And I asked him, "Can you do it?" He said yes, and that was the end of it. 6 days later, we turned it around, booked the flight, and gathered everyone. Or, as Ozzy likes to put it, I can't fucking perform, I told Sharon. Are you sure? She asked. And I thought about it, and I said to myself, fuck it, I'm going for it. It's only one song, and I've sung it every fucking night for the last 55 years, so I'm not going to forget the words. Sharon admits she was very nervous that night. If he falls or trips on a wire, so she didn't take any chances. Sharon had them put in a bracket at the back to hold me up. Ozzy says, his speech halting, one of Parkinson's symptoms. He sat on the sofa in a black t-shirt, black joggers, and black trainers, his graying hair tied back, occasionally slumping forward on his black cane, speckled with silver stars that had aided his crooked gait as he entered the suite. So I was leaning against it, he says. I was also holding the microphone. I was kind of squished in. Every time I see my Parkinson's doctor, the first question he asks is, have you had any falls? In addition, I'm on blood thinners. Actually, I'm pretty screwed up. Birmingham, on the other hand, was a marvel for his wife and youngest daughter. After the show, Ozzy walked to the car without his cane. Sharon says, her eyes twinkling. I just walked around normally. Kelly and I were behind him, shouting, Jesus Christ. Ozzy is back, and this time it's for good. Not to mention celebrity-studded. Patient Number 9, Ozzy's 11th solo album, features a who's who of heavyweight guests, including Iommi, his first appearance on an Ozzy solo album, Jeff Beck, the late Foo Fighters drummer Taylor Hawkins, and Eric Clapton. Isn't he dissatisfied with Clapton's criticism of COVID policies, including the vaccine? My daughter, Amy, is the same, Ozzy responds. He may be having difficulty expressing himself, but he remains as sharp, pithy, and unguarded as ever. Why is Amy anti-vaccination? Live in LA for a few years, Ozzy responds, shrugging. But don't think this means the lifelong musician has hung up his rock and roll hat. He and Sharon both believe he has another tour in him. Patient Number 9's penultimate song, God Only Knows, foreshadows this by singing that it's better to burn in hell than fade away. That's me in a nutshell, he says, nodding and smiling in defiance. I'm telling you, I'll give it my all for another tour. I promise you haven't seen the last of Ozzy Osbourne. I'll be back the next day, even if I have to go up there and die on the first song. As a true Prince of Darkness, you have spoken. That's all we have for now. Thank you for your time. What are your thoughts on this? Please leave your feedback in the comments section. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel if you enjoyed this video. We'll see you in the next video.